Okay, let's talk fire safety first. If your house is on fire and you know it's at the other end of the house and you have time to get out, where do you go?
Out the door.
Well, out the door first into a safe place, right? If your parents and family haven't talked about a safe place to go, you might tell them that y'all need to do that, okay, and practice. They're going to love me for this. But where do we go when we have fire drill? Here.
Outside.
Outside? Where?
Out there.
Out the gate and out there in the open field, right? Away from the house. And what do I call if I have time? If I have time to grab my phone?
911.
911. And we stay out there.
And you told the police and tell him to call the firefighter.
Well, if you call 911, you tell them what's wrong and they call everybody that needs to come, okay? All right, now, if you're in your room and it's you think you don't know if the fire is on the other side of your door, what do?
You get on the ground. You get on the ground and you crawl and you fill up the door, but not the door handle because it's really hot.
Right. And if it's real hot and you know you can't open the door, so what do you do then if you can't get out the window?
You duck and call 911.
No, think about it. You may not have a phone in your room. Where do you go if you can't get out?
Out the window.
If you can't get out the window. Maggie said it earlier. Do you hide in your room?
No.
What do?
You lay in the middle of the room.
Right. Why?
Because the
You're not on fire.
firefighters won't know you're there if you're high.
That's right. That's right. You lay in the middle of the room and
cover your head.
okay, yes. Now, what if your clothes catch on fire?
You go outside and stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. Wherever you're at, stop, drop, and roll. If you're not, look, if you stop, drop, and roll here, it's not as good as probably the grass. I'm not really sure which one works better, but it doesn't matter. Stop, drop, and roll. Because what happens is the fire, it
catches the house more on fire.
no, it should put it out. It smothers it is what it does. Because fire breathes. It's not really alive, but you can think of it as being alive. And if you roll, it'll smother it and put it out, okay? All right. How does the Stop, Drop, and Roll song go? Say it together.
Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll. If you close your eyes, stop, drop, and roll.
Very good.
Will you teach me how to do the stop, drop, and roll?
We can do it later.
We roll.
Okay, now
Stop.
let's talk about tornado safety. So if we can get outside, where do we go?
We go to
Storm cellar. If you have one, which we do at Rugrats, right?
I don't have
If you don't have one at home and you can't, or here, if we can't make it outside, what do we do? Where do we go?
in the hallway. In the hallway, no windows.
Little kids.
Oh, there's floors in.
Reagan, I'm
In the hallway.
Here.
I go in my utility room.
Okay, we go to a space that has no windows, right? In the middle of the house if you have one. If not, no windows, and you get down, right? How do you get down? Do you remember? Yes, get down. Get down on the floor and cover your head. Very good. Okay, then let's.
What if it's a fire tornado?
I've never seen a fire tornado.
There's a such thing as one.
What, baby?
No, what? Me and Clay got storm cellar.
Okay, I know you do. Y'all just got one. Let's talk about that later, okay? Let's get back on subject. Now, do we play with any kind of matches or lighter if we see it around? No. What do we do? What do we do if we find one or find some?
Don't touch it. Don't
That's right. You need to tell somebody, right? Okay.
One time I played with some fireworks, and I could cause my cousins were.
That's a very good point,
One
Maggie.
time some got in my hair.
Let's get back on subject. But yes, you can only play with fireworks and those kind of things if an adult lets you, right? Okay, let's talk about guns and knives and anything sharp, any kind of weapons and things like that. What if you see one? What do you do?
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. And you could go tell your parents, right? Okay, we never, ever, ever touch those things, okay, unless we have permission. Just the same way with us here cutting with our scissors. I give you permission, and you be very careful. Do we cut anything that we're not supposed to cut? Do we cut our hair? Do we cut somebody else's hair? Do we cut our clothes? No, that will get you in lots of trouble, won't it? He cut his shirt, didn't he? Yes, and you got in trouble, didn't you? Yeah, because you weren't supposed to be cutting your shirt.
Long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, because you didn't like your long sleeve shirt. But that don't work. You can't be doing that. And I had just had that talk with you, hadn't I? Okay, so, but guns and knives and those things are especially what we need to talk about. We need to stay away, leave them alone, unless we are old enough and or we're with our parents hunting or something, or we have permission. We do not touch those things, okay?
I got one.
What?
And we need to learn about the rabbit one.
The what?
The rabbit one.
What is that?
Like when they break into your house.
Oh, robbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's like having a stranger come to your house, isn't it?
Yeah, but robbers are a lot different.
Yes.
Yeah, me and Kaylee. They have a black mask and a black suit.
They could.
Me and Kaylee saw something. And they break into rats.
Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, because that's another thing we can talk about one day, okay? All right, so let's talk about now. What have we not talked about? What do we do if what do we do? Do we put like ropes or pieces of cord or something? We've talked about that. We never ever do what with those things?
We never put it around our neck.
Right, never put something like that around your neck or anybody else's.
Wires are broke off of each other. You never grab them and try to rewire them.
Oh, that's a good point, but we're too young for that. But if you ever see any wiring sticking out of the house, you never touch it. Like all these plugs. That's why I have these safety plugs in there, because if you put something in it, it could electrocute you, and we don't want that, right? So that's a good thing, Tristan. What, baby?
My daddy let me borrow his gun.
He did, but he was with you? Okay, very good.
Pink baby gun.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about our manners. Okay? Maybe the little kids won't be too loud. Okay. Does it have to do with what we're talking about?
No, actually, a pool bear just went through because wind got in our house.
Okay.
I have something that we're talking about.
Okay, let's get back to our manners. So when we're eating at the table, what things do we not talk about?
We don't talk about dirty stuff like
That's right. Gross stuff. We don't talk about gross stuff. All right? Do we keep?
worms.
Yeah. All right. We keep our hands to ourselves, right? We eat. We
We take our head over our plate.
Very good. Head over your plate, not your fork all the way to your mouth if you're not over your plate, right?
And if you burp, you say excuse.
Very good. Okay. What if you run into someone on accident?
You say sorry.
Sorry. Okay.
And if you want a present.
Okay. What if somebody gives you a present at your party, a birthday party or something? You already have it, or you don't care for it?
Thank you.
You say thank you, and then what?
Or you say you like it.
Right. And then you deal with it later with mom, right? Very
So
good.
you don't hurt their feelings.
That's right, Maggie.
You
Very
say,
good.
"Please, I like it, but I just don't want it."
No, you don't. That's what you don't want to do. You say thank you for the present, and then if you don't like it, then later you tell Mom, okay? And then y'all will take care of it. You don't ever tell someone you don't like something they gave you, okay? Because they really spend a lot of time picking out something they thought you would like, okay? So you don't want to hurt their feelings.
One time at my sister's house, I got a Barbie pool. Miss Tanya.
But did you like it?
What?
Okay, what other stuff have I know there's so much more, but we got to finish up here. What, Eli?
I got a 3DS for my birthday from my sister, and I said thank you.
Yeah, well, you totally loved it, didn't you? Yeah.
I wanted one all day.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Why does that never move?
Okay, let's talk about something else. Baby, I gave you a chance. What?
No, what? There used to be stranger just...
Yes, I know that story. That's what I told you a while ago. Yes. Yes, we'll talk about that later, okay? All right, we are getting so off track. Okay, anything else y'all can think of that we've talked about?
No. I have a new safety.
What?
Well, what if you accidentally get lost down in the open streets on your bike?
What should you do?
You should see if you can find somebody to talk to.
That's good. Why was you on the open streets by yourself in the first place, though?
I mean, like, if you're like a teenager and your mom lets you ride your bike on the sidewalk.
Okay, well that's different. Mom gave you permission and you're a teenager, so you can probably find your way back.
But what if you'll need something like tossed behind you that isn't eatable, that's not false.
This is not Hansel and Gretel. I think they can find their way back.
Yeah.
Imagination here. Okay, now, last thing we're going to talk about. Okay? How do we treat each other? Nicely. What's the one thing Miss Tanya always asks you to think about before you do something? Yes. What would... What would Jesus do, right? Before we do something, we should always ask ourselves, what would Jesus do? Kaylee and Tristan, listen, okay? So, what did I say we do? Do unto others as we would have them do unto you. So, if you don't want somebody to do something to you, you don't do that to them, okay? Okay. Oh, one more thing. I know we're tired and ready to be done. We never do this much learning time at one time. Last thing, because it's important to Miss LaTanya. What's our 5 food groups? Meat, which is called? Protein.
And
Dairy. Grains.
Oh,
Vegetables.
Fruit.
Whoa, look at that. You got them all, guys. Good. All right. So what do I say about junk food?
It can maybe make you get unhealthy.
It can make you get unhealthy, but I don't say you can't have any. What do I say?
You say you can only have it every now or then.
That's right.
After you finish your healthy food.
Good. As long as you've eaten mostly healthy food during the day, it's okay to treat yourself with some sweets or dessert or junk food as long as you're not eating junk food all the time. Now, why? Why is that important?
Because if you eat too much, it can make you gain a lot of weight.
Well, that is true if you eat more than you should. But what did I tell you? It's not about the outside that we're worried about.
Yeah.
It's about how we treat our inside. And if we feed it the food it's supposed to have to make us strong and grow and healthy, then our outside will be just as healthy as our inside, right? But it's about our insides, okay? And we want to take care of our body, just like our car. If we take care of our car on the inside, give it the right gas, and
clean
right,
clean the rusty stuff,
then it runs better, right? Okay. All right. I think that's it, and y'all are getting bored. Thank y'all for being so good and doing a good job. Y'all ready for now?
Yes.
Go get your mats ready.